Oh boy! Let's see if Ricardo's information is correct. To the back alley.
Where all the
Because
shady dealings go down.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah, because going to a back alley always turns out fine. Especially if you're a pretty girl all alone. You know, I'm sure nothing will happen to you.
It
Or
works.
you accidentally pronounce diagonally.
To be fair, it works wonders for Cassandra Cain.
Well, that's like the one.
And Stephanie Brown.
Alright.
Oh, and Cassie as well.
Yeah, Fruktoza.
Do, 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 do,
I think Towa's starting to lose his sanity.
No, Dwibs, hopes and dreams.
No hopes, no dreams, as Chira would say.
I have nothing.
Except tea.
So
Yes.
back to the question.
Ah,
of
okay,
the
good then.
rendered 3D world.
You know, I think it shows how far we've come and how much we've aged since the 5 years ago when we originally commented on
Okay,
this.
don't remind me of the latter, please.
Wow, Enda, you really came. Of course.
Oh my.
Why, hello there, lady.
Oh no.
Hi.
Master Ricardo.
Seriously, lose the master.
Well, it's technically the formal way you regard a guy who's not married, in some cases.
Can it be? Have his pickup lines finally started to work?
Probably not.
Jealous, man.
I want to ask you a question.
I want to ask you out.
I want to know
Well, we can't always get what we want.
Fifth time now. Fifth
I want to know
time.
how awesome you
The way it
On
was phrased,
a scale of 1 to 10, how desperate
the way it
is
was,
this joke?
the way it was phrased.
Talk to the hand.
The way it was phrased, I want to ask a question, but like I want to ask you out. That was like a Monkey Island line.
Also, why did you do that talk to the hand thing? Like, I get doing it for like the look of a pose, but very weird, awkward way to do it.
I'm here in search of a fish to add the perfect zesty accent to a new cake I'm creating.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Anything but terrible.
Oh yeah, this thing.
The fish
Basically-
cake.
Yes, basically Ricardo is a baker, and the running gag with him is that his cakes are so horrible. They taste so horrible.
Up. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
fine.
What?
Sure.
No.
Well, even right now, Jova, he wants the fish to put in his cake. That alone should spell trouble.
Somehow that I've heard of cases where that works. I have never seen it
You
though.
have to repeat yourself a bunch, though. Boss, he's not really much of a listener.
No shit.
Yeah, right? So that's why I've decided I have to be extra firm. So I'd like to take this chance right here and now to deny all past, present, and future offers.
I
Work
love
it.
What?
Eh?
Well, there's something else you should know about me that's completely insane.
Go for it, Toki.
I'm not the
Okay.
person you think I am. There's 2 souls living in my body.
I also have a problem when I move.
Oh, I got it. Roll credit up for it's a Japanese name.
Honestly, girl, there's a term for it. It's called multiple personality disorder. Sure, some people may be creeped out by that.
And this turns them on, apparently.
That
mean,
does not
I'm
surprise
one
me.
Holy crap, honey! You have multiple associations. Sorry, identity disorder. That happens to be my fetish.
I mean, I'm not
I
judging
mean-
that. It's just that you're still a creep.
Can this possibly get any better?
Ah.
Thinking what I'm thinking.
You two, you are not
This
so different, you and him.
No, it's the tone.
Drake,
This
let
comedy
go
is
there.
just so
What?
desperate.
The music doesn't help.
And the voice actors either did not try or were so horribly directed.
Again, I'm going with horribly directed because it definitely does sound like they are trying.
We're not. I know these people from other works. They're not incompetent.
I already have
So
someone in my life I'm completely devoted to.
Toki, I get this is supposed to be a serious scene, but when you move your arm up and down like that, it makes you look like an animatronic from Chuck E. Cheese, not gonna lie.
Please deposit 5 coins.
There's also the problem that whenever, as you can see, I have a problem with my motions. I'm constantly doing the exact same motions over and over. It's a problem that I've had since I was born.
The Tokibot.
Why do you search for the Assassin's Guild headquarters?
So Ricardo is finally going to take a hint now that it's been told that Toki loves another person.
Wedding ceremony. If that's true, I have to stop them.
I see. Then let me go.
And now he wants to stop the wedding attack himself.
Sure, he can
I
be a
mean-
beta.
I have an idea where their base may be.
If this means you'll die, I'm okay with that.
I mean, honestly, Ricardo's one of the better characters of only because, yeah, he takes a while to get the hint, but when he does get the hint, he actually is a genuinely nice guy, which is more than I can say for certain other characters in this game, but we're not there yet.
I would like you to reconsider us.
Yeah, no.
Oh, never mind. Apparently he hasn't taken a hint yet.
No, he's taking the hint. He's just asking for her to reconsider. It's probably not going to happen, but still can't fault the guy for
Still
trying.
going to pose it.
Hey, what?
I need you to watch over the bakery.
This is all they do. This is all they do to. You see, these.
Flavor of her
you see,
hands.
let's take Linus for example. Linus is doomed to always wave his arm or just stay still. Wave his arm, stay still. Wave his arm, stay still. That's all he knows how to do. Those are the only two motions he has.
Does this
Okay.
mean he's going to make her his?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Yes, I'm sure she's totally going to dump you despite the fact that she's going back in time to save your life. Dingus.
Anyway, time to talk about this over some tea.
Okay. Is the mentality like, well, that there's a lot of side quests you could possibly do, and so, like, just in case you take a long time to get back there, they want to recap it just in case? Because Ace Attorney, this is not. There is not even really that much dialogue in side quests.
Not to mention, Jova, the recapping at home is only for the main plot, not the side quests. So.
Well, I get that. What I mean is, like, well, I'm wondering if it's the game assuming that you're doing side quests in between the main parts of the game, so like when you do get back to actually doing the main story, that recap is there for that. At least that's what I'm guessing the recaps are there for.
Well, developers, in that case, your plan fucking failed, because just by trying one side quest, I was immediately motivated to not try any others. So...
Great job, Image Epoch. Great job.
Actually, since the other islands seem to have this film of sugar, let me check if Kamsa means something.
In the meantime, never mind. I probably shouldn't bring it up yet. We're about to have an important talk over tea.
Of course.
Wait, nobody's here.
The tea drinkers of the round table.
Oh, never mind. They're here.
Such a terrible move.
Sorry, they haven't loaded yet.
So you dumped Ricardo, and now he's determined to pay a visit to the Assassin's Guild. Alone.
Dumped implies they were ever in a relationship, Reijo.
Yep. He said he was doing it for her, even if he didn't have me in mind. That's so cool of him.
And how do your hormones work?
Yeah, that's pretty courageous.
Like, you're clearly interested in this person. But you-
Jova, go ahead. Use that Eggman line from the movie.
And now Rachel?
I'm waiting for the right moment.
Toki, not you too.
Nobody cares!
Yeah,
And here I am.
I'm with Jova on this one.
Are you trying to say something, Drake?
Yes, Weddy, I definitely am.
Even though your mouth is moving.
Also, to quote Eggman from the movie as well,
Yeah, because
courage,
he's not
a
just some
fool's
flag
substitution
anymore. He's
for
me now.
intelligence.
Exactly.
Oh,
Head bobbing.
hey, maybe if we gave him that Babbleberry I heard about, he could learn to talk.
Yes.
That! I'm glad you brought it up.
Any living creature can speak if they eat that berry.
You know what?
You know,
the...
with I'm sorry, you want to go first?
Ah, go on, I'll mention later.
You know, with a berry that can literally allow any creature to talk, how has this not been mass-produced, or, for that matter, mass-harvested and
Or at least
sold?
experimented.
Seriously. Like, it's a berry that allows any creature to talk our language. Can you
I
imagine?
actually have a theory for that, Jova, but you want to go first?
No, it was more something technical about the lip sync, so go on.
I can't do anything.
I have a theory, Jova. The writers wrote this. Oh, would it be so funny if Zack ends up in Drake's body? That would be so hilarious.
But then they went, "Oh crap! How's he
I'm
supposed?"
not done. I'm not done. And it would be so funny how Drake constantly tries to talk to them, but they can't hear him saying because he's a dragon. That's just so hilarious. And then at one point, the writers turned at each other and like, how are we supposed to, do the character development aspect? If they can't talk to each other. Oh shit. Okay. What about this? There's a Babbleberry, you see, and it allows animals to talk. There you go. That's my view of what happened. The writers wrote themselves into a corner and came up with a Deus Ex Machina to get out of that corner.
Hey, Pedro. You want to know something about the development of this game? Or are we about to hear so very important dialogue from this game that needs
actually
to
was
be
supposed
studied?
to actually say something.
Oh,
Go ahead, Theo.
go on.
Oh.
Go on.
Okay. No, anyway, no, the lip syncing thing of Drake and the others reminded me actually of the best aspect of the Star Wars Christmas special is the animated portion of it. But even then, yes, the characters having this horrible lip sync. There's this moment where Han Solo moves his lip like for a complete sentence for like a full minute or something, and then the only thing that comes out of his mouth is like, "What happened?" It's best scene. Go on.
Right. So yeah, Time and Eternity was made to, get this, differ from most JRPG games by having a female protagonist and only having one playable character instead of a party. Hey Pedro, what game around that time does that remind you of? That also, yes, which also had some ties into time travel. Jesus.
I actually don't mind the idea.
Okay. To be fair, a JRPG can work with just one character. The first Dragon Quest game only had one character. It didn't have a party. I mean, it can work too. It just needs to be made by developers who know what they're doing.
I don't know. Considering I was also into the D&D, scenario before. Well, not before, but before I started doing properly RPGs more seriously.
It's bath time.
I always had the idea that Main Dragon.
Okay, expect me to be asking this a lot. What point in time does this game take place? Because basically,
6 months before the wedding.
No. I mean, in history, when does this game take place?
How should I know? This is all fiction.
Basically, you think, oh, this is medieval setting? Folks, this game takes a bit of a page from Aladdin and throws in modern pop culture references every now and then. To the point where I have to wonder, is
This is ridiculous.
Good job, Shiro. You
Well,
figured out the problem.
why do you think I was trying to talk over it, Shiroi?
Oh, Drake. Huh. Looks like he fell asleep.
Well, at least they didn't.
No, it's because the hot water made his pressure go boom.
Poor guy.
But no, that's the thing, Pedro. Again, considering I was into the D&D, hobby, before he started again RPGs in more serious capacity, I always had the idea of having the adventures being composed by a team, even in some form of capacity. So the idea of having an RPG with just one party member feels sterile as a concept for me.
I can see what Tio means.
I think the problem is your... Hold on, Joe. Let me reply to him. He's talking to me after all. Well, that's the thing, too. Okay, I can understand your perspective there, but at the same time, I think you might want to try to turn out some of the early Ys games, the first Dragon Quest game, because even back to the beginning of the genre, there's always been variants with only one person. It's never been a requirement at all. So it's I just think you need to try some of the better ones that use that concept. It can work out just fine in the right hands.
To be fair, I can see where Tio is kind of coming from. Well, back in the day, you get why only the main protagonist would be the only playable party. But as time goes through later, you kind of just wonder, why bother going back to these days? It's sort of... it's not necessarily a case where it's inherently bad.
Not another bath, for fuck's sake.
They just had a bath.
Just wash your hand, bro.
Go ahead, Jova, sorry.
God, what was I talking about? Oh, right.
The one party. Maybe I guess, Joe, to answer your question, well, not question, but what the dilemma you proposed, I guess the idea is to repropose it, similar to our concept, old concept, repropose it from time to time so it doesn't now die out completely, and instead it gets kept fresh without being, overused.
I get that mentality. It's just that a lot of times when it is tried to be reused, it's not always done the best. Like, I mean, and I get it. Maybe there is an old charm for it. It's just, I mean, there's just so many benefits to having a party over just one playable person for so many reasons that, well, it only makes sense that you see the party more so than the single player thing.
Basically, this is just the Towa version of the same cutscene. Technically, this is the same cutscene. It's just that we're watching from the perspective of both girls.
I guess Toki and Towa are being extra hygienic. Good for you, girls.
I know what it is for a video game to have just a single protagonist that has to go through a journey, sometimes barely interacting with anyone else. I get that. It's just better applied to RPGs where they heavily rely on plot and character interaction and sometimes character specialization in combat. Again, just taking all of this to one party feels a detriment for me.
Didn't work just fine for Nier, though. I mean, the Papa Nier is basically most of the time on his own.
Oh, that's more of an that's more of an action JRPG, though. Like, we're talking about these.
Still, though. Like, I mean, so is Ys. I mean,
when we're talking about well, Pedro,
this is
it's important.
This is one of the more baffling ones.
Ricardo Dulce.
I need to ask you something. Do
Because
you know
European.
anything about something called Babbleberries?
Oh yeah, I've heard of those. They're pretty rare. They only grow in the Southern Canyon.
The Southern Canyon, you say?
Yeah, we know that area pretty well, actually. You know, with the guild headquarters being in the Northern Canyon right near there and all.
What was that?
Linus, boss is gonna kill you.
What are you doing?
Did I enter some dream world?
Apparently. Why are to quote this from the original playthrough? It's like did she win a bet and she's celebrating or something? Like.
Yeah. She's like, oh boy, I won at poker. I forgot to stop celebrating.
Also, are you trying to apply for Sonic Boom? You have so many bandages on you.
Also, guys, how do we save money on characters, animations? We have stuff that covers their faces.
Sonic Boom is dead.
No, actually, I was gonna say something else. Sonic Boom at least could be funny.
True.
I love how the animation, basically, the only animation that these characters have is one, like the only moving animation that they have is this one. So they have to use it for when the characters are sad. They have to use it when the characters are frustrated. They have to use it for when the characters are angry or whatever. And as a result, it's just one animation for all emotions.
I mean, if you're gonna be lazy, why not reuse some of the animations that they use in battle anyway? Like at the very least, to add some variety.
Carry on, Jova.
Right. Anyway, back to the stuff. So anyway, as to the reasoning behind this, producer Kei Hirono said that we wanted to break the mold and step away from the current trend of male hero to have a female hero playable character who is strong. As for having only one player character, Kei said that this is both to highlight the uniqueness of the character switching mechanic, again similar to Lightning Returns with the outfits, as well as to reduce animation work. Another key difference from the usual JRPG fare is that this game eschews the epic save the world type storyline for the more personally relatable experience of marriage. Not entirely balls, but I'll get to that later. Kei himself was getting married at the same time that this game was in development. Cute. So apparently the reason that we have the one-player character here was for the uniqueness of the character switching mechanic and to reduce on animation work.
They wanted to keep focus on Toki and Towa and Zack's relationship. They wanted to keep that they wanted to stay focused on that. I can understand that. Again, it's just one of those things. Like you can have that, and like I said, the first Nier did it just fine. Again, you just need to have a story where it makes sense to have that. You know, like I get the feeling too. If you allow me to, I think you're having a similar thing to the people who grew up playing turn-based RPGs, JRPGs, and didn't play games like the first Ys and some of the earlier Neon Falcon games back in the NES, and for some reason now they have this mentality that JRPGs need to be turn-based, otherwise they're not true JRPGs. It's just one of those things where just try different things. Like it doesn't always have to be this way. Like maybe there's some stuff back in the past that proved that no, this is not a new thing at all. This has been a part of the genre since the beginning.
It was a new thing.
Sure.
And I guess.
Besides, by that logic, another comparison that was also before Nier was Kingdom Hearts.
True. Although Lord knows Kingdom Hearts could benefit from having multiple playable characters.
Especially
Anyway.
Kairi.
Anyway,
But whatever.
let's talk about something that doesn't
Also,
make me
actually,
boil.
yeah, one thing that you say, the fact that either the producer or director apparently was getting married around the time the game was made, so
I can
is it
def-
supposed to be a comedy reflection of that?
I can definitely see the influence there. Like, this game does actually go into interesting topics of marriage here and there. It's buried under a lot of the crap dialogue, but this
I get
game
some
can have its
ideas about
moments.
fidelity,
So-
questioning about the future,
Okay.
stuff like that.
I think part of the problem with the comedy is like, well, this game can have its serious moments. The problem is like, well, it feels like any moment that isn't like dead serious is seeped in comedy. It never feels like there's, well, very rarely does it feel like there's a middle ground in this game.
Teo, I'm feeling like I'm exploring the same dungeon over and over.
Well, I guess that kind of happens when you don't really have any landmarks to help you bookmark
Yeah,
where
doesn't
you've been
really have the
going.
perspective. Jova is right about what he just said.
So okay, and responding to what Jova just said about what the fact that the director was apparently getting married or something. So let me get this straight. So Dan Scanlon uses his life experience with his family to create an awesome Dungeons and Dragons story with the theme of family and brotherhood attached to it. This guy is getting married, and he decides to make a game that makes a complete mockery of the concept of love and marriage. Good job,
I
buddy.
wouldn't say
Good
this
job.
game completely makes a sense of mockery of it. Like I said, it can have its serious moments. The problem is like, well, there's almost no middle ground to the point where it feels like it goes from 0 to 11 every now and then. If this game had more of a middle ground, I feel like we'd be able to appreciate better the moments that actually feel serious and the moments that are more comedic.
Mm-hmm. Alright, if I remember correctly, we're gonna get another side conversation in this one. Are we?
The Southern Kent.
Oh, no, never mind, we're not.
Babbleberry hunting.
I'm mistaking this for the other mountain dungeon that reuses the assets. So, sorry. There you go, a different dungeon, and this, unfortunately, since this is a different dungeon, it will get reused.
Also, it looks very linear.
Well, all the dungeons in this game are linear too. The open fields are just open for the sake of it. There's no actual reason for them to be open. I would actually prefer if they were all hallways. It would make them a lot easier to get through, at least.
Pedro, don't let don't let Nomatoma Toriyama hear you.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. Like, if I have to go through these boring-ass shallow dungeons, I would rather have them be straightforward and short so I can get through them quick.
I guess we can credit 13 with the fact that, damn, those were some awesome-looking narrow hallways. Very cinematic and all that stuff. Weren't they, Shiroi?
Yeah?
Not quite, Tio. I could sense her there.
Sorry, Joe, I was keeping focus on the video, not on Discord.
Yes,
Neither was I. Tio, I'm looking at the video too, but I could sense she was there.
Jova sensed Shiroi's key energy.
Yeah.
And he noticed she was here.
In case you're wondering, her power level is 9001.
Of course.
What's my power level?
300.
Like the farmer.
Okay. Let's be nice. It's at least 100.
I voiced one of the main characters.
It's okay. You're almost on the same level as Raditz.
Actually, isn't Raditz like in the 200s or something. I
I
forgot.
think credits was 1,000 though.
No.
Who's Reddit?
He wasn't at 1,000. Basically,
Goku's
he's
brother.
one of his brothers. The other brother is Turles.
Yeah, but that one's not canon.
Actually, given the recent trend with Super, he'll probably be canon eventually.
Honestly, Java, I'd rather had stuff like honestly at this point I'd rather have something even like BoJack to be canon instead of Tars. Tars feels a good idea for a concept, but it is now completely sterile considering how the concept of Super Saiyan was introduced. The fruit thing is nice on paper, but the Super Saiyans of different tiers going around anymore. It's
Alright, and now it's time for some more comedy.
Speaking of
fruits,
trees and fruit,
Good timing too.
yeah.
This
When in
very
doubt, Dragon
big,
Ball Z is a good connector between all things animaic.
Well, Dragon Ball Z is one of the most influential animes ever made.
Alright,
Oh yeah, it's one of the
alright.
5 anime that opened the gateways to
Moment of
America.
truth. Let's see if Drake can finally start speaking. Oh,
That thing is sour as hell.
Shouldn't it be heal, considering he focused on the E's?
Well, technically he has 2 L's at the end, so that means that it sounds like hell.
Well, Jova, you made the same joke 5 years ago, so I figured.
Huh, I did.
Oh man, I had one shot at my very first statement. I totally blew it.
Your voice. Are you?
Yes, hello there. This is your fiance speaking.
oh, finally.
What?
Bit of a delayed reaction there, but okay. She was like, duh.
And then
What?
she was looking off camera and forgot her cue. She forgot her line.
Okay, Towa, put down the knife.
Sorry if I frightened you.
I should be saying that to you.
Huh?
You must have been scared, seeing me appear all of a sudden like that.
It's twice. Oh no.
No, I'm not going to indulge this game's.
You heard what I...
What you...
I'm gonna take a tail approach on this one.
Oh, you mean all that stuff you said about me?
You weren't supposed to ever hear those things. I thought I was just talking to
Oh,
myself.
great, Towa. So,
Still, it made me happy. You wanted a chance to meet me, right?
You were happy to...
Is there a wind sound in the background?
more like frogs
Oh,
and a river, I
It's
think.
been pretty crazy, but at least I got to meet
But
you
it's
face
not
to
in the
face.
dry land.
I'm glad.
Yeah, but it's a canyon, so.
It might take a little
We also need the left.
Gotta love how Teo and Joe are completely focused on the sound effects in the background rather than the actual heartfelt
They're
moments.
kind of
to be having.
distracting.
Well,
mean-
at least it's not a cringe comedy moment. Therefore, I don't have any reason to mention that.
Teo, you just jinxed us. It's about to become one.
I simply couldn't keep it under control. And, well, this was the result.
you've got it all wrong.
Huh?
Mhm.
What do you mean?
When we time travel, it
You
only
got
takes
this.
our souls, and we enter our own body on the other side.
This
But
fucking
that only
song.
applies to a trained timekeeper.
It
Oh,
reminds
there you
me
go.
of the,
So the
Sonic and
reason-
Leaf's, failure
the-
music.
There you go. So the reason why they don't have the time paradox is because only Toki and Towa entered their past body.
To quote past Jova, to quote past Jova, why are you even playing this song here? This is even supposed to be
Yeah.
a comedy scene.
Yeah,
This is
Plays
just
in the
like-
most random of times.
This is
And
either
this-
just like the trumpet theme for
and this comes one of the big problems with the sound design in this game. A lot of music tracks will be misused terribly. There is no
Like
reason
the
for
time
this.
when we had that heartfelt moment and there was 70s porn music playing.
Return to your own body.
Well, that's apparently Towa's version of the
Again,
feel-good
I
theme.
love Yuzo Koshiro, but man,
Still not sure how an untrained human was able
And
He was
don't get me
having an
wrong.
off day.
Don't get me
Well, I
wrong.
mean-
some,
I mean,
some of the average tracks of this game are actually really great. It's that
When you misuse them,
even-
though,
even-
dang.
not even that. Some of these, like the trumpeting we just heard, even when taken out of context and listened on its own, sounds badly tuned, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, he's got Streets of Rage 4 coming up. So.
Yeah, well, in general, Lives, after this,
So-
he came back to do better stuff.
So yeah, we just finished our quest to make Drake talk. So let's go back home and have a tea on this.
So let's see what the other girls
I
say
get the
about
feeling
that.
we'll be having a lot of tea over this, considering how they're probably going to react.
Shiro, is this how you usually go about your life? Do something, have a tea on it. Do something, have a tea on it.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
It's think of cigarette breaks for other people.
Makes
So
sense.
this game is more like so.
It's a tea break.
So, hold on.
So you're the only person here who can kind of try to understand how this game works.
No,
So-
again, Pedro. Once again, this is another game that's a reflection for her.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I get how this works. I just don't like any of these people.
Yeah, pretty
Fair
much.
enough.
It's like
I
Shirei
don't want
said.
to have tea with any of these people.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's like Shirei said 5 years ago. It's like, you know, you can like tea, but it depends on the company.
Hey,
What the
Jovi.
fuck are you doing?
Hey, Jovi.
He's
Hold on,
expressing the fact that he can talk again.
Up till now. Thanks, Babbleberry. But now I can talk to whoever I want. Hello.
I mean, you know what, to be fair, if you were stuck... Okay, to be fair to the guy, he has not been able to talk all this time, so to be able to talk again must be like a joyous miracle to him. But let's let him have this one.
Anyway, as I was saying, Jova, you know that TV trope 8 deadly words when it comes to characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
care what
I don't
happened
care
to
what
these
happened to
people.
Well, I think we found the 7 deadly words from Shiroi.
I don't want to have tea with these people.
I don't like any of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I checked before. In the meantime, apparently Kamsa doesn't have any sugar-related pun to it, but apparently it's associated with his port.
I sure can.
Huh? That voice. Could it be that slimy piece of pigweed?
Pigweed?
With the whole
Rachel has a deep knowledge of weeds too, and we're only going to explain this later.
Dude, Lamau.
Didn't you say so earlier?
420 blaze it.
Yep.
It all makes sense now. That's why you made that sleazy face every time we talked about bathing.
Busted.
Yeah, you two ended up actually taking a bath together, huh? How could you? That's highly inappropriate. I wish I could just
Hey,
put you to death right
unlike
now.
most perverts, he didn't force his way in on this one. And it's not like he could have told you anyway, seeing as how, you know, Babbleberry nonsense.
What did you have in mind? Nobody passes out from being too nervous.
Who are you to say that?
Rachel, there are plenty of people with a phobia of crowds who would like to say, up yours for that one.
Comes out.
God, I hate her.
Come on, guys, take it easy. What's important is that he's
Rachel is like every single trope of that brat who constantly calls the protagonist baka or pervert that I do not like. And no, it's not tsundere because it's not like she's in love with him. It's just, oh God. And okay, I get why she acts that way. Doesn't excuse it.
Listen, I've been dying to ask. What the heck do you see in...
Master Ricardo.
Forget it.
If the assassins are behind the raid, I have to destroy them immediately.
Yeah.
I'm coming too.
You are you?
Well, just be careful.
Infiltrate the Assassin's HQ.
But we're not going to do that quite yet, because we still have some more tea to drink.
Not just that, but we
Yay.
also have a side quest to do.
Fun.
Question marks.
Towa, I've been worried about something.
Your bra straps keep falling off.
When is it ready?
Well, it's about Drake's diet.
Oh?
Hmm?
Huh? Have you noticed he hasn't been eating lately?
Well, aside from the Babbleberries.
He used to eat anything and everything.
Maybe it's because it's Zack possessing him?
Yeah, maybe Zack possessing him is why it changed the way maybe.
I
I'm
get
not
the
sure
feeling
that's
this
true.
is a side quest we were supposed to do before this story sequence.
Well, then how come it's accessible now?
Wait,
Oh,
it
so
wasn't
maybe that's just-
accessible beforehand?
No, it wasn't.
I'm confused.
Weird.
then.
Remember, Jova, we also had that problem in Fair Fencer F where some skits looked like they were made before or after certain that didn't make sense with specific plot points at the current time. Remember? So
Ah,
again,
cue
yet
another parallel.
Another parallel. Again, these two games are fucking twins.
Were they like sisters split at birth?
Maybe it was more like the producers were like, the classmates who were copying each other's own works.
So here you're gonna have voice Reijo and Enda anyway.
I guess you can be Reijo and
Right.
and
Tio can be Enda.
Wait,
no,
what?
No, Dwez will be Enda.
Oh boy, I get discount Hatsune Miku.
Hey, it's better than what I've got. God, I hate Reijo.
Thanks, I'll take care of it. I want to make sure Drake stays nice and healthy.
No.
Oh
the
no,
side,
a diet! Everyone's worst
Dum, dum,
fears.
dum, 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 dum,
No,
dum.
we're not gonna do that because I don't care. I just wanted to show that up because it's so dumb. Oh, okay, no. Yeah, there you go. I think now it's the Reijo that gives the time key thing. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Towa. Do you need something?
Oh, no, not
Oh,
particularly.
never mind.
Well,
never mind,
I
it's not this
do,
one.
because
I'm
I
gonna-
forgot
we're
that-
gonna skip- We're gonna skip this one. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Time key. There you go.
It's a priceless item set to grant new powers to those in the royal
Wait, I
family.
thought you said we were skipping this. What gives?
That's the thing, Jova. I didn't realize this was the quest, so I screwed up there. Let me recap. Basically, Reijo has a message from Towa's grandma. The time key. What will this thing do? It will allow us to go into the time world. Yes, just roll with it. Time world where she will be able to learn a new time spell, basically.
Of course.
According to her, using the time key grants access to the time world.
Sounds pretty serious.
Now that she gave me the key, it means I have the ability to learn this new spell.
What are you pointing at exactly?
You, the player.
Fair
Pay
enough.
attention. Pay attention. But I don't know if I'm up to the challenge.
It may be too
So-
hard.
Notice how they made sure to include her nail in the pointing finger, like the nail, but the thumb doesn't have a nail, so uneven nail cutting. It seems. I know it's a really random nitpicky shit I'm complaining about, but still.
Maybe
like-
she's one of those girls who cuts their nails unevenly. There's actually a lot of those, surprisingly. It depends on what they want to use each finger for.
I guess.
It's
Well, actually, no, that makes sense considering guitar players usually can use their nails for ease. When it
Yep.
comes to, yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. Although I've never seen Tokyo Towa play a guitar. Anyway,
Oh no, Drake! I don't think we're in Kamsa anymore.
yeah, it does look similar, but it definitely feels different.
The key was the brought us here,
Drake,
don't you
hold on,
think?
Dutch. Well, don't worry, Drake. There's a very easy explanation for that. The developers didn't have money to create a proper new assets for the time world, so they just reused the assets of the town of Kamsa.
The only thing that looks
Maybe
different.
this is the London of the Avengers 1998.
The only thing that looks different is that the place looks even more abandoned than it normally is, and the ground has a bit of a
Well,
purpley
Grandma
haze.
talked about this place when she was teaching me how to use my time magic.
Aw, that's nice. Your
Oh, yeah,
grandmother
this-
taught you all about
There's a
that.
fundamental connection between the royal family and the time world.
And that will never be explained why and how.
It just is.
Wow. I had no idea. Like, seriously, they just throw this incredibly random, bizarre concept that
This
they
is how
don't
the
even...
key grants
Yeah, go ahead.
the new powers to members of the royal family.
Tokyo
Time
Towa have
limit.
learned time.
Oh, they both learned it.
The basic gist of this is this side quest basically says it's a tutorial for the time leap spell. That's basically
Pedro.
also the frame rate is kind of ticking.
I wish I was watching Quantum
Pedro,
Leap
is it
instead.
possible that the two different girls can learn different abilities? Because the game
No.
went out of its way to say that both of them have learned time leap.
No, it's the same. It's always the same for both children. Yeah. Yeah, it boils down to this. It's a tutorial for the time leap spell. That's all it really is. Just get to where the boss is in the world map.
So what does time leap do?
I'm about to show it. So hold on. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Sorry, Jova. We had to reuse the town assets. Because we don't can't afford any new ones.
Like I said, you know, I mean, the main thing that's different is that the ground has a purple haze.
Again.
Wait. Hold on. Oh, that music playing.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
Well, we're about to get even a new one, so hold on. Also, okay, again, riders. You can't just throw this bizarre, weird concept. Oh, there you go.
Ah, so it reverses your stats and
Basically, it
HP to
allows
how
me
they
to-
were beforehand.
Basically, it allows me to skip the enemy's turn.
Huh, that's actually neat.
But you don't abuse it though, because it consumes a lot of
I can see that.
Ah, good.
Those?
So sorry.
It wasn't so hard.
You had to pay attention there, Dibs.
Let me clarify. He always says that low in line. They always have this exact same exchange every time we learn a new time spell. Oh, it wasn't so hard once we figured out the core concept of the spell. What do you mean the core concept of the spell? I just had to cast it and it happened. There's no technicality.
It's been engraved onto my soul. I should have no problem using it in the real world.
Ouch.
Again, the way this game uses the timekeeper element is just so vague and is completely unnecessary.
The thing we know for sure is that you get naked every time you time travel.
Okay, for some reason, people in the royal family can time travel. Care to explain how and why, game? How the hell does that work? Like, no, we're just gonna throw this bizarre crap at you and you just have to accept it.
This is the kind of setting that will require a beginning narration that tells the origin of his mechanic of some kind. And kind of like how Black Panther starts by talking about what the orchid does.
Okay, well, as long as that's what you want. All this castle talk reminds us of blah 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 blah.
I just don't care about this. Sorry. Anyway, this is the new side quest: the royal chef and the blah 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 blah. I think I'm just gonna skip
blah,
through
blah,
most of
blah,
these
blah, blah, blah,
conversations.
blah.
You know what? I'm gonna make that the title of the
Yeah, I'm
part:
gonna
the
skip
royal
through
chef
them.
and the
Don't-
blah blah
don't
blah
even bother
blah.
this.
Blah 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 blah.
To the hand.
You know, there actually is a song called blah blah blah.
Sure, why not?
Made by the same woman who wrote the song "Your Love Is My Drug."
I prefer Mana
Why
Mana.
don't you just go jump in a lake or something?
What?
Well, screw you too.
Are okay, but a stormy ocean is better.
How about a stormy ascent?
You're not Ryu from Street Fighter.
No thanks.
I wonder what he would have to say about all of this.
Well, she just made the same joke of him treating everything as a training.
It's not the best food I've ever made, but I don't think it'll kill you.
Okay.
Okay then, let's see what you got then.
I've made some food. It will not kill you, I swear.
Oh yeah, apparently these are special lunch sessions you can have with each of the girls to boost their love towards you or something like that.
No, it's not, Jove. It's just an excuse to give the player some more healing items, basically. It doesn't actually lead into anything.
Oh, weird. Like, during our original playthrough, you mentioned about how you could have lunch sessions with them.
Yes, but those are just the side conversations that we can have, but those are completely unrelated from the random lunch giving. They're unrelated.
But you see, 5 years later, we know better now.
Actually into it?
I'd love to go to a lake later.
Guess it's one benefit of re-looking at a game. You go in it with better and stronger knowledge.
Toki, maybe you can do that at your family's private beach, but in public is a different story.
God damn it, I have to agree with Rayjo.
The fact that Rayjo has to tell you about the exhibition is me swearing.
Okay, look, Toki. You need to first make a public nude beach first.
Nudist to beach. That's killer.
Oh, I mean, okay, it's nice to see that you're very open with your body and all, but time and place, Toki, time and place.
More like she's not actually aware of these kinds of things.
She's gonna make a great princess. I mean, great
sure.
queen.
Yes.
Well, actually, Jova, we talked a bit over it, but basically, apparently, Tokian are not interested in being in the castle and shit. They just want to live their life as a newlywed and they're not interested in okay. Do Toki and Towa have a sister or a brother that can actually succeed?
No.
King and queen. Then how the hell does this work? Aren't monarchies supposed to have whatever?
I don't know, Dwitch, Roy. Have you ever heard of a case where the royals want to just live their lives as newlyweds and thus abdicate the throne?
I mean, kinda?
Yeah, England's kind of going through that nowadays.
I guess. Whatever. Okay, everybody. In the next part, we get back to the main story.
See ya.
Ta-ta.
See ya.